Hello, Drowsy here. Welcome to the Stage Lights Performing Arts Center and Broadway Magic Foundation's production of The Drowsy Chaperone, also known as My Show. You see those exits at the back of the theater? Don't even think about using them during the show, unless there's an emergency or you found the bar. If you decide to leave, you won't be able to get back in, as the doors will be locked during my show. So hold it in, and please, no photography or recording. I don't want you to get my bad side. There will be one 15-minute intermission, and please bring me a Gibson on your way back. There will be a raffle after the performance for all you lucky folks out there. Be careful, I might win. Oh, and one more thing. Keep in mind, I am from the 1920s. We didn't have the most tasteful depictions of racial stereotypes back then. This does not reflect the views and opinion of the Stage Lights and Broadway Magic Foundation company and crew. And now, sit back, grab your flask, I see it in your pocket back row, and enjoy me! I mean, the Drowsy Chaperone.
Hate theater. Well, it's so disappointing, isn't it? Do you know what I do when I'm sitting in a darkened theater waiting for a show to begin? I pray. Oh, dear God, please let it be a good show, and let it be short. Oh, Lord in heaven. 2 hours is fine. 3 hours is too much. Oh, and keep the actors out of the audience. God, I didn't pay good money just to have the fourth wall come crashing down around my ears. So I just want a few good songs and a story that will take me away for a bit. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Amen. It used to be sitting there in the dark. You thought to yourself, what if George and Ira Gershwin got for us tonight? Or can Cole Porter pull it off again? Can you imagine? Now it's just, please, Elton John, must we continue this charade? It used to be sitting there, in the dark. You knew that when the show began, you'd be transported to another world, a world full of color and music and glamour, and you thought to yourself, my God, when are they gonna bring up the lights? Oh, how things have changed. How are we today? Oh, I'm feeling a little anxious myself for no particular reason. A little sad that I should be feeling anxious at this age. A little self-conscious anxiety resulting in a non-specific sadness, a state that I call blue. Anyway, when I'm feeling this way, blue, I like to listen to my records and... Yes, records. And so, I was digging about and what did I find? But one of my favorite musicals, Gable and Stein's The Drowsy Chaperone. Do you remember? Music by Julie Gable, lyrics by Sidney Stein. It's the 2-record set remastered with the original recording, including Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. Isn't she elegant? Ooh, let me read to you what it says on the back. It says, mix-ups, mayhem, and a gay wedding. Of course, the phrase gay wedding has a different meaning now, but back then, it just meant fun. And that's what this show is. Fun. So, would you indulge me? Would you let me play the record for you now? Yes. Thank you. I was hoping you'd say yes. Oh. You hear that static? To me, that's the sound of a time machine starting up. Okay. Now, imagine, visualize, if you will. It's November 1928, and you've just arrived at the doors of the Roscoe Theater. It's cold and... Remember when it used to be cold in November? Not anymore, November's the new August. It's global warming, it's coming for us all! Anyway, it's cold, there's a gray heavy sleet falling from the sky, but you don't care. You're going to see a Broadway show. Listen, isn't it wonderful? It helps if you close your eyes. I love this show so much. Overtures. overtures are out of style now. I miss them. It's the show's way of welcoming you, you know. Hello, the meal will be served shortly, but in the meantime, would you like a musical appetizer? That's what an overture is, a poo-poo platter of tunes, if you will. I crack myself up. Ooh, what's this? Some kind of dance tune, kind of rollicking, maybe involving pirates. Oh, don't worry, there are no pirates. I just want to sing and dance. This is it, the moment when the music starts to build and you know you're only seconds away from being transported. Yippee!
Underling?
Yes, madam.
How do I look?
You look ravishing, Mrs. Tottendail.
I do so love this dress. It never goes out of style.
It's a miracle, madam.
My dress, my fancy dress. I don't know why I'm wearing it, I must confess. My dress, I love my dress. Would someone tell me why I put it on?
Yes, yes, your dress, your fancy dress. 'Twas such a pleasure airing it, restitching and repairing it. God bless your dress, it's one fine dress, and I will tell you why you put it on. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Madam, you're the hostess and it's happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will gong. Wedding bells will ding-a-ling and we will ding along.
Your dress, your fancy dress. We're very, very glad you put it on.
Wedding guests have come.
Wedding guests are here. Wedding guests are at the door and soon they will appear.
I'm Robert, the bridegroom. I'm here to marry Janet, that star of Feltic's Follies, whom I love a lot.
I'm George, that's George, the best man, George. I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought. Mrs. Tottendail, now don't you worry. I have this whole wedding planned out. The key is organization. See, each string represents a task to be completed. Pay the musicians, yell at the florist, and book the minister. This whole thing is gonna run like clockwork.
There's going to be a wedding?
I'm Feltic, producer. I've lost my leading lady. I gotta stop this wedding or I ain't worth squat.
I'm Kitty, that's Kitty. I came with Mr. Feltic. I'll be a leading lady if I get my shot.
We're pastry chefs.
We're pastry chefs, we cross the odds. We're pastry chefs.
No fakery.
A bakery is what we got.
Adolfo, my name it is Adolfo. I am the king of romance, so I kiss a lot.
You are the king of romance, so you kiss a lot. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Someone hasn't come, someone isn't here. Where is Janet Van de Graaff and when will she appear? It's Janet Van de Graaff.
I'm Janet Van de Graaff, here to marry Robert Martin, giving up a life of glamour to tie the knot. Am I late? I'm the chaperone of Janet Van der Graaff, maid of honor, friend and confidant, and all that rot. Where's the bar?
It's prohibition, madam.
Good thing I brought my own. Champagne makes me stay drowsy.
It's really happening, truly happening, almost happening. What is happening?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the skies. I'll circle through the stratus in my modern apparatus. I'm Trix, the aviatrix, I gotta fly. I'll see you when they die the night.
A wedding today.
All wedding guests have arrived. We have a bride who's giving up the stage for her love. A debonair bridegroom, a harried producer, two jovial gangsters posing as pastry chefs, a flaky Corinne, a Latin Lothario, and an aviatrix. What you would now call a lesbian. Then, of course, my favorite character, the drowsy chaperone. What more do you need to be entertained?
Let's get this party started.
Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will go, wedding bells will jingling and we will sing
And we will ding-a-ling along. I don't even know what that means. Now, I'm gonna lead you through this record as best I can. It won't be hard to follow. So, we begin with a welcome from the love-struck groom.
Well, I just want to thank you all for coming. I tell ya, I must be some lucky fella. Why, who'd have thought that I, Robert Martin, would be marrying a glamorous showgirl and that glamorous showgirl would be willing to give up a successful career for me, Robert Martin. Now, if it weren't for Prohibition, I'd say let's raise a glass.
Here, here. Okay.
To Miss Janet Vandergraff, the most beautiful girl in the world.
Absolutely not.
Excuse me?
The groom doesn't see his bride on the day of the wedding.
I hope you heard that, because that's the plot. Basically, hang on for the ride.
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian room.
Say, it's a little early in the day to be drinking, isn't it?
I don't understand your question.
Look, you're the chaperone. You keep Janet away from Robert. It's your only job.
Aye, aye, mon capitan.
Oh, Robert, who's my little monkey?
I am. I'm your little monkey.
So, the bride and groom are whisked away, and we turn our attention to the B plot, which involves the producer.
Mr. Feltzig!
Get married and leave the show business.
Mr. Feltzig!
Doesn't she know I got obligations?
Mr. Feltzig! I can be your leading lady. You said it yourself, I'm useless in the chorus.
Kitty, not now.
But I've been taking lessons. Singing, acting, ballet.
Ballet?
Yeah, I'm pretty good too. Last week I auditioned for Swanee Lake.
A little annotation on Kitty and Feldzig. Kitty and Feldzig were a couple in real life, Jack and Sadie Adler. Now, this is a familiar comic construct, a stupid woman and her long, suffering companion. But the stupid woman does something in the end which makes everyone wonder whether it was all just an act. The irony of this here is that Sadie was actually quite stupid. Jack had to explain all the jokes to her, apparently. But that didn't stop her from having a marvelous career on the stage. Back then, the theater was the only place where stupid people could earn a decent living. Oh, this was before television, of course.
Kitty, I don't have time for this.
Appétit fort, Mr. Feltzig.
Boys, not now. Perhaps a nice profiterole. Boys, I ain't hungry.
Then perhaps we can give you something else to chew on.
Yeah, something that ain't food. Like what?
Oh, your confusion is to be expected. Although we stand before you here in the guise of innocent pastry chefs, we are also
And primarily,
employees of a certain individual.
a certain individual. A certain individual
who happens to be the largest single investor in Feldzig's Follies. He has sent us here
as pastry chefs.
to express his concerns about Miss Vandy Graff's impending nuptials.
Specifically,
That if she gets married and leaves the show,
then there ain't no show.
Say, don't I know you?
No, you don't.
Have you ever spent any time in Toledo?
have you ever spent any time in a coma?
No, but I have a cousin in Seattle.
Kitty. Boy, you tell your boss there ain't nothing to worry about. This wedding ain't gonna happen. You can have my word. Oh, we'll take your word, all right.
But to go back on that word would be a recipe for disaster. Now, we hope we have made ourselves perfectly eclair.
One can only hope.
Oh, you just gotta be kidding me.
A trifle much?
Don't talk with me.
You can drop the pastry chef routine.
Alas, we ganache.
On the lamb.
Lamb's an entree, you macaroon.
The gangsters were played by an interchangeable vaudeville duo, the Bavon siblings, Joanne and Peter Bavon. They were originally named Mandela Noel Mazaloskowitz, but were later renamed at Ellis Island by a sarcastic immigration official. Now, they were your typical Broadway gangster, full of wordplay and stylized movements. Not very intimidating, unless you find dancers intimidating, which I do, but for reasons that wouldn't be appropriate.
Well, we'll leave the matter in your hands, Mr. Feldzig. In meantime, feel free to browse the dessert carousel.
Oh, and try the Toledo surprise. It's to
It's
die for.
Holy cats, Mr. Feldzig! They're gangsters!
Very perceptive, Kitty. Now go powder your face. Oh, Lord in heaven, I've got to stop this wedding. But how?
I always thought that moment was a little overplayed. And so, with the story well on its way, we find ourselves in the groom's room.
Hey there, handsome. Show me those pearly whites.
The groom was played by the dashing Percy Hyman. He was the Albright toothpaste man. His smile adorned every tube. Albright was hugely popular in the early 20s. Why? Because it contained cocaine. Yes, it's true. It was the fifth ingredient down, right below sugar. It wasn't long before he became a huge matinee idol.
Now don't you worry. It's perfectly normal for a groom to be nervous on his wedding day. It is? Yes!
I love Percy Hyman. Now, some people say he was a bad actor, but to those people, I say, shut up!
Hey there, Mr. Mirror Man, shaking and a-quaking, trembling like them afraidy cats do. Something big be bothering you. You know what you've got? Cold feet, brother, you've got cold feet. You can make them cold feet hot with a little rhythm. Young feet, old feet can be uncontrolled feet. Rhythm make them cold feet trot down the aisle. Frosty arches, they can learn to swing. Icy toes can dive. Wedding marches played in ragtime swing make frigid souls come alive, and you take that dive. Cold beats, schmold beats, turn them into bold beats. Rhythm make them cold beats. Hot.
Well, you don't say. But how about you slide back into the mud hole you came out of? Now I got to find myself another minister. Say, what are you up to?
Well, I'm singing a song an old Negro taught me. A Dixie remedy for wedding day jitters.
You think you got the jitters? You got the easy part. I still get the rice, the bouillonnaises, and a minister. I have the weight of the weddings on my shoulders.
George, it sounds like you've got cold feet.
What do I got?
Cold feet.
What do I want?
Cold feet.
What do I do? Cold feet?
No! You make the cold feet hot. sing.
I am? I am!
Your turn, George.
That's what I like to see, Robin.
All right, George, 1 second. George.
You really got something going.
George! George! 5, 6, 7, 8. Cold feet, cold feet. Turn them into cold feet. We'll make them cold feet. Hot. You make the cold feet 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 hot.
Percy Hyman was a wonderful performer. I like to think of him panting and sweating after a dance. I recently saw him on the news celebrating his 100th birthday. They wheeled him out and he had this pained look of confusion on his face. You know, the one that God reserves for the very, very old, like the people in their 30s. The one that says, "Who are you? And who am I? And why is this cake on fire?" Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyway.
All right. That's enough. Dancing around like a fool.
Sorry, George. I was just trying to calm my nerves. It is my wedding day after all.
Tap dancing is too dangerous. She could have snapped an ankle. I've got it. Why don't you go for a skate instead? That's what I do when I want to blow off some steam.
George, what would I do without you?
Oh, wait, no. You can't go out looking like that, my friend. You could see Janet. Here, put on this blindfold.
George? What would I do without you?
Just looking out for you, my friend. And no more tap dancing.
Wedding bells will ring. Wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate.
It does this, it rings. Ignore it, it'll stop soon.
Hello. You've reached my answering machine. Leave a short message after the tone and I'll call you back at my convenience.
That's it. The moment's ruined. It's like a cell phone going off in a theater. God, I hate that. So, hey, how are you? Oh, hey, I'm in the theater. Thought I'd ruin the moment. Oh, I can't make it out tonight. Thought I'd ruin the moment by proxy. I hate that. Sorry, let's just shake that off. Let's go back to the 1920s. I'm sure they had something for ruining moments in the 1920s. Like bugles. or something.
Happy wedding time.
And so, what do you want? We find ourselves with the glamorous Janet Vandergraff entertaining questions from reporters as she lounges by the pool.
Robert and I met on the Lido deck of the Ile-de-France. He amused me with stories of his father's oil interests. We spooned briefly, and then he proposed.
So you won't be returning to the stage?
I shan't.
You shan't.
I shan't.
Can we quote you on that?
Well, of course. One last question.
Oh, why in the world would anyone put olives in a Gibson?
I've got a question for you, Janet. How could you quit the footlights when you very well know you got grease paint in those veins?
Victor, please.
I mean, seriously, Janet, dump the Follies, stay with the Follies. Why, I'll even put your name above mine in the marquee.
Oh. Victor, if you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to sing tunes no more. I don't want to ride moons no more. I don't want to show off. I don't want to wear this no more. Play the saucy Swiss Miss no more. Blow my signature no more. I don't want to show off. Don't try to control me. I've made up my mind, and that's it. I quit. I'm leaving it all behind. I don't want to be cute no more. Make the gentleman hoot no more.
Hey, baby.
I don't want to wear fruit no more. I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off no more.
Not me.
Read her name in non-news no more.
Page 3.
Yes, glowing reviews no more.
Archie. I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off.
I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off no more. Off no more.
Not me.
Oh, she's really good.
I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off. Don't want to show off no
Please, no more attention.
wanna show off. I don't wanna show off. I don't wanna show off. I don't wanna show. No more.
Did I miss something?
Well, Mr. Feldig, it's painfully obvious Miss Vandegraff has no desire to continue a life on the stage.
Yeah, can't you see it's crushing her soul? I wouldn't be too sure about that. This ain't over yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't do an encore.
I don't want an encore no more. Keep 'em shouting for more, no more. I'll make the audience roar no more. I don't wanna show.
The bride was played by the glamorous Jane Roberts. She was the Oops Girl, remember? Surely you remember the Oops Girl. Don't you people read? She was the girl who was billed with sexual energy. She would make people cause accidents. Accidents like spill their drinks and crash their cars into trees. And she would go, oops. Well, I'm not really doing it justice, but people ate it up. She made a whole series of films. Oops, Oops Girl Comes Home, and Oops Girl at Sea, which won an Oscar for special effects.
Okay, so begging and groveling didn't work. So, on to plan B, for which I'm gonna need someone with loose morals and maybe a little bit gullible. What do you call them? I need a European.
La 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 la. In walks Adolfo. Adolfo was played by silent film star and world-class alcoholic Roman Bartelli. He was the one who later drank himself to death in his chateau in Nice, remember? It was a full 5 days before they found the body, and by that time it had been partially consumed by his poodles. Well, he was only partially consumed.
Excuse me, I don't believe we've met.
I am Adolfo.
You are Aldolfo.
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Not the Aldolfo.
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Huh. Funny, you don't look like a scoundrel.
Yes, what?
Well, yes, just now I overheard the groom saying Aldolfo is a scoundrel.
What? Adolfo is a scoundrel?
It's like I'm hearing it again.
This is outrageous. He is saying this to beautiful ladies with breasts for making love. Why, I must.
You must take matters into your own hands.
Yes, I must take this groom into my hands and kill him.
Yeah, I wouldn't say kill him per se. Just make him so he can't get married.
Show me to this groom.
Right away.
Wait!
What?
What kind of man is this groom? A big man?
Oh, I wouldn't say.
A burly fellow?
He's got a great smile.
No! Adolfo will not fight big men. Only small, pale, weasel little dwarf people that Adolfo can punt. Far away. But no big men.
So you're a lover, not a fighter.
Yes! Adolfo is a lover of beautiful ladies.
Well,
Some say I am the king of romance.
Oh, of course. Well, you know what they say about getting back at a man. The best way to get back at a man is through his...
Door.
No. The best way to get back at a man is through his...
Window.
No. Back at a man through his...
Through his... There is no other ways. I am not Santa Claus coming down chimney.
Through his woman.
Ah, through his woman.
His bride.
Ah, yes. Adolfo will make love to bride. That will show people Adolfo is no scoundrel. Show me to this bride. Wait!
What?
kind of woman is this bride? A big woman?
No,
A burly woman?
No, she's the cat's pajamas.
Pajamas?
She's a looker. She's attractive.
Ah! Yes, Adolfo will make love to this cat in pajamas. I will make her purr.
Stop.
Like a cat in pajamas.
Oh, of course, right away.
Roman Bartelli chewing at the scenery. You certainly couldn't get away with a performance like that nowadays, could you? Mature, sophisticated audiences are too good for broad racial stereotypes on the stage. So what have we done? We've banished them to Disney. Let the children sort it out.
Underling,
Yes, madam.
the pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide the liquor for the ceremony, but we have to be discreet. It's prohibition after all.
I'm aware of that, madam.
We'll have to use code words. For instance, if someone asks for a glass of ice water, it means they want a glass of vodka.
Yes, madam.
You got that?
Yes, madam, I understand.
Want to write it down?
No, a glass of ice water is a glass of vodka.
What's a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice
Vodka.
Well, that settles that then. One less thing to worry about. Underling, might I have a glass of ice water? I'm feeling rather tired after our meeting with the pastry chefs, and I would enjoy a fresh glass of ice water.
Yes, madam. Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
You could see where this is going, can't you? It's really just a series of spit takes.
Well, now I do need a glass of ice water.
Ice water, madam?
Yes, ice water. Are you going deaf?
Would that I were. Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
I'm just gonna skip ahead.
That was poop! Where are you going?
To get some lime juice, madam.
For heaven's sakes, why?
I'm going to wring out my eyebrows and make myself a gimlet.
Okay, now you're probably asking yourself, what was that routine doing in the show? Well, it's simple. The writers need something to allow the set to change. It's mechanics. It's like, what do you call it? Pornography. Ooh, let me explain what I meant by that. In pornography, the story is simple. The primary example being, how do I pay for this pizza? What I'm trying to say, it only exists to connect the more longer, more engaging production numbers. What? What kind of society is this if we can't discuss the similarities between pornography and musical theater?
In a few hours, I'm going to be Mrs. Robert Martin. Oh, my head is spinning.
Yes, life is a mad whirlwind.
Now, this is a really interesting scene. This is the only time in the entire show where Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell are alone on stage together. Jane Roberts was an emerging star, but Beatrice Stockwell was already well contended and a force to be reckoned with.
I'm so full of apprehension, but I suppose that's normal considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, chaperone?
Oh no, I drink out of pleasure, not out of necessity. Finally.
Have you ever been married, underling?
No, madam. If I'm to serve a woman, I prefer to be paid for my efforts.
Oh, you two. I know it seems crazy to give up a successful career to marry a man I hardly know. But somehow, for some reason, when I look into his eyes, his big monkey eyes, I just get so woozy. And that's love, isn't it?
Well, a wooziness can come from a number of things. I mean, I'm feeling woozy right now, and I'm certainly not in love.
Now, Beatrice Stockwell is most famous for her rousing anthems. She entertained in every world conflict up to and including the Falklands War. By that time, she was in her late 80s, and her anthems didn't so much rouse as stupefy. But still, she demanded a rousing anthem be put in every show she ever did, even if it wasn't appropriate. You couldn't just say no to her. That's star power.
Really, you aren't being the least bit helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration? Really, dear, that's not my forte.
Yes, but...
As we stumble along through life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right, nor right from wrong. But the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along.
That was quite... That was quite nice, chaperone, but I don't see how it pertains to my situation.
Oh, well, dear, let me explain. If you just come this way,
I suppose that's
and then
not
I'll look in the
necessary.
door,
I'm
and then
just
you'll go
looking
in
for
there, and then... It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you till you've nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming seas, 6 excruciating continents, Antarctica. Oh, please.
Antarctica, don't, please.
Still, you mustn't let it lick you this planet. Oh, so, and keep your eyeball on the highball in your hand as we stumble along through life's crowded dance floor, as we push and we shove, we live and we learn, and when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and homeward turn. Then we'll stumble away through dawn's blinding sunbeams, barely knowing right from right, nor left from wrong. But the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along, as we stumble, bumble, fumble, plumble, as we stumble.
Isn't she wonderful? Don't you just love her? Basically, she sings rousing anthems about alcoholism. That's what I love about her. She just does what she wants when she wants it, regardless of the needs and concerns of others. Oh, my mother was like that.
That was quite rousing, chaperone. But I'm still conflicted. Oh, just tell me, is Robert the man for me?
My dear, that is something you're going to have to decide for yourself. Why don't you ask him? Why don't you say, Roger, are you the man for me?
It's Robert, and I'm not allowed to see him. In fact, it is your job to keep me away from him.
Ah, you're right. and I take my responsibility very seriously. However, in this very moment, I am feeling terribly, terribly drowsy. I think I have to lie down. Now, whatever you do, do not go into the garden and find your fiancé and ask him the very question on which your future happiness depends on.
Oh, thank you, chaperone. I just need to know if he loves me.
Oh, such a skinny little fool. Still, I envy her. Oh, when will love come crashing through my door?
La 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 la! In walks Adolfo, come to make love to the bride.
I am Adolfo.
Try not to think of the poodles while you're listening to this.
I am Adolfo, and you are bride.
Oh, no, I am not.
What? This is bridal suite. You are the only one here. Therefore, you must be bride.
I'm afraid you are a moron. Me?
What?
No, bride. Perhaps I could take a message.
Yes, very good. Dear Van der Graaf bride, I must make love to you and transport you to the place of ecstasy. Sooner is better. Signed, Adolfo, King of Romance.
You found me out. You saw through my little ruse.
Ah, so you are the bride.
Apparently, yes. Now take me, Adolphus.
No! Not Adolphus, Adolfo. You must say the right name for when we are making love and you are screaming. You must say the right name or it will spoil everything. How can I make you remember? I'm sure that you have heard the name Adolfo, a ladies' man who wins the claim Adolfo. Well, lovely miss, I am the same Adolfo. I introduce myself, I am Adolfo.
Well, nice to meet you. Now, shall we?
Not so fast! So just in case you didn't hear Adolfo, I'll try to make it very clear, Adolfo. The lovely ladies always cheer Adolfo. When I repeat myself, I am Adolfo.
Understood.
I can sing it high, Adolfo. I can sing it low, Adolfo. I can sing it very fast, Adolfo. I can sing it very slowly. I do it now, but it would take hours. Now let's see if you can remember my name.
I'll give it a shot.
Now who's the fellow that you see?
Adolfo.
And how should you refer to me?
Adolfo.
Yes. And who is it I'll always be?
Adolfo.
Now sing it proudly.
You are Adolfo.
Now let me spell it out for you. For all you lovely ladies in the audience who didn't hear for some reason, because maybe you are hard of hearing or something. I don't know. It goes.
Hurry up! Adolfo!
That was my mother's favorite number in the show. I always thought it was her secret fantasy to be swept off her feet by a Latin lover. A real Latin lover, not some buffoon. But that's what musicals are all about, right? Spontaneous fantasy, romantic tangoing, suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting.
I'm an accident waiting to happen. La da 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 da. La da 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 da.
Robert, look out!
Whoa! Excuse me, madam, but I'm getting married today, so I have to wear a blindfold.
A blindfold?
Who am I speaking to anyhow?
Why, it's me. I mean, me. Mimi, from France.
This scene couldn't be more ridiculous.
So, you are marrying Jeanette Van de Graaff, no?
We.
I hear she's very beautiful.
We.
And glamorous.
We.
Is it true she has an exceptionally broad range and excels at playing both comedic and dramatic roles?
Say, I'm having trouble placing your accent. What part of France did you say you were from?
Oh, the middle part where they make the toast. You were telling me about your, how do you say it in English? Fiancé?
Well, that's right.
Well, tell me, when was the moment you knew she was the only one for you?
It's a funny story, actually. You see, we were standing on the Lido deck of the Ile-de-France.
Yes?
And I was amusing her with stories of my father's oil interests.
Yes, and then what happened?
Well, then I looked into her eyes. Her big, glamorous eyes, and I felt all woozy.
Oh, and then you fell. And then you fell?
Yes, right on my keister. And then I said, well, I guess I don't have my sea legs yet.
But we haven't left the dock.
That's what she said. And that's when I knew it must be love.
And then you said?
And then I said, there was a time I could stop on a dime. Forbearance was one of my talents. But since you've been around, I can't hold my ground. I'm consistently losing my balance. I'm an accident waiting to happen. I'm a mishap about to ensue. I'm the toy on the stair, the three-legged chair, the hem that's been caught by a shoe. When my two lovesick arms started flapping, there was nothing my ankles could do. I'm an accident waiting to happen, so how be I happen to you?
And, well, then what happened?
Well then, she joined in.
When men say I'm sweet and they fall at my feet, my heart doesn't beat any faster. But when you lose control, it touches my soul. So I'm bracing myself for disaster. You're an accident waiting to happen.
That's right.
A catastrophe destined to be.
That's me. I'm the rags in the cellar.
A broken umbrella,
A branch hanging loose from a tree.
I can see myself jumping and clapping for a man who lives dangerously.
I'm an accident waiting to happen.
So hurry and happen to me. And then what happened?
Well then, we kissed. I'm an accident waiting to happen. So hurry and happen to me.
Wait a minute. You kissed a strange French girl on your wedding day.
Oh no, what have I done? Wait!
No, it seems like the horrible French accent have led to a terrible misunderstanding. Will it all work out in the end? Of course it will, it's a musical. Nothing ever works out in the real world. In the real world, the only people that burst out into songs are the hopelessly deranged.
Where's that philandering foreigner?
Mr. Feltzig!
How long does it take to seduce one bride?
Mr. Feltzig, you don't need Janet no more. I've been working on a new mind-reading act. Presenting... The music gonna start. Come back over. Okay. Kitty, the incomprehensible. Now think of something.
Oh, I'm thinking of something, all right.
Wait, I'm getting something. Pick up some milk and a loaf of rye bread and don't forget to shave your legs. Yes!
You're reading your own mind, you idiot.
No wonder it was so easy.
Mr. Feltzig.
It would seem that the wedding is proceeding according to schedule.
And now it's time you received your just desserts. What do you think, partner? Should we whip up something special for Mr. Feltzig?
Yeah, how about a Toledo surprise?
Oh, an inspired choice.
A Toledo surprise? Why, I've never heard of that.
No, you haven't. Those who have heard of it are genuinely never heard from again.
We'll share the recipe with you.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up nice and slow.
And then you got a Toledo surprise.
Could you run that by me one more time?
Oh, it's a very simple recipe, Mr. Feltzig.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up nice and slow. And then you got a Toledo surprise. Say, why don't we give him a little taste?
Hold it. Oh, what style? What grace? What rhythm? Open those fists now. Now give them a shake. Give me that melody one more time. Da 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 da. Go.
Chop the nuts, pound the dough,
Front.
bake it up nice and slow.
Now sell it.
Then you got a Toledo surprise. Bit the peach, peel the skin, mush it up, throw it in. That's a tasty Toledo surprise. First you beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it, it's a snap. Try it, folks, whip your whites, split your yolks. Now you got a Toledo surprise.
You lads are naturals. Keep it up. I'll work on the contracts. A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mr. Feltzig, ooh, what's going on here?
Kitty, I'm developing a new act.
Toledo surprise.
You mean you're putting gangsters in the show and you won't put me in it? They're not even in the union.
Oh, this new act, Kitty, it's for you. They're your backup dancers.
Backup dancers? Holy cats! What's that hot Toledo does? My libido. Good? Yes, indeed. Sugary yum yum. Surprise! Squeeze the cream, grease the pan, lick the spoon, that's the plan. Makes you bust your tuxedo. Toledo surprise!
Wait! Adolfo, he make announcement. Wedding is off.
What? For the love of God, why?
Adolfo has made love to the bride.
Ew.
Oh. That's not the bride, you moron. That's the chaperone.
What? The wedding is on.
The wedding is off.
What?
Robert kissed a French girl. Her name is Mimi. She's very beautiful.
Well, I couldn't help it, Janet. She was just like you. Only French.
Sweet mother of pearl.
Underling,
Yes, madam.
what is all this commotion?
The wedding, madam.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
Not anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy. Clear the floor, lads. I'll show you how it's done. First you beat it up. Then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it. Toledo surprise.
Surprise? Oh! Wait until it's ready. Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Now
dancing. Our dreams are in tatters.
Yes, yes. But the tune is so infectious.
Oh, Robert. This is the saddest day of my life.
Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. They will never celebrate their happy wedding
And that's that. The curtain closes and it's time for intermission. Or at least it would be if we were actually sitting at the Morosco Theater, which we're not. I hate intermissions. They ruin the magic, you know? One moment you're in a world full of color and music and glamour, and then the next you're surrounded by tourists and crinkling candy wrappers and the chatter about the lack of women's restrooms. It's cruel. Oh, it's a power bar. I have a bit of a blood sugar issue. I have to eat small meals throughout the day or else I get jittery. I remember my wedding day. The ceremony was until 4 in the afternoon, and I was just so jittery, I do. What? Are you surprised that I was married? Well, there you go. You shouldn't go making assumptions about people. I'm a very mysterious person. Okay, I have to go pee. While I'm gone, use the restroom. Buy concessions.
and American lady no see eye to eye.
Well, Emperor, sometimes a different outlook can change your point of view.
What?
Precisely. What is it about the Asians that fascinates Caucasians? What is it about the Asians that's so nice? Is it the wontons, the egg rolls, the rice? Perhaps it's Buddha or Confucius and their excellent advice.
What is it about Caucasians that mystifies we Asians? What is it about Caucasians that's so odd? They call a pretty lady a broad. They have hair upon their chest, and they only have one god? Impossible!
That song is not from the Drowsy Chaperone. That song is from another musical entirely. That started Act 2 of another Gable & Stein show called Enchanted Nightingale. A slap in the face to 4,000 years of Chinese history. That's Beatrice Stockwell as American Lady, and did you recognize Roman Bartelli as the Emperor? Yes, he was a man of 1,000 accents, all of them insulting. Act 2 of The Drowsy Chaperone begins with this. A haunting lament sung from a bride. She sings it standing on her balcony, bathed in the pale blue light of a sympathetic moon, which is ridiculous because it's the middle of the day. Now, while you're listening to this, try to ignore the lyrics. They're not the best, but the tune is truly wonderful. Just block out the lyrics.
I put a monkey on a pedestal and tried to make that monkey stay. And he did for a time, but he needed to climb. And with all strength to pick them up. Oh, monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal for you.
I'm gonna pour myself a brandy.
Come, my little monkey. Come, my little monkey, do.
The tune is so simple, it just floats in the air. And I must admit, I get a little bit mitzy when I think about that jacket lying on the floor with its long sleeves dangling down. Oh,
monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal for you. Come, my little monkey. Come, my little monkey.
Okay, here we go. Who are you?
Wait a minute. I'm Janet Vandegraff.
Do you need anyone?
I don't need anyone.
What about the love of one man?
What do I care about the love of one man when I am adored by millions? Do I need to be so gloomy?
No, no, no!
I could rule the world if so I chose. Sigmund Freud sends me flowers every show. Gertrude Stein handed me a rose.
Now she really lets
I'm
go.
Janet Vandegraff. Ain't no nail that I can't hammer. Why give up a life of glamour? Life of glamour? Life of glamour? No!
I love this part. She's having a complete mental breakdown.
I'm an accident waiting to happen. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to spread mirth no more. Be the greatest on earth no more. I don't wanna, I wanna, I don't wanna, I wanna, I don't, I do, I don't, I do. I don't wanna show off.
Stay, stay up on the stage, and millions want to see you shine.
And I think sure, Janet, future is secure. Janet, millions will do just fine. But any future I could ever care to shape includes just 1 two-time and cad who drives me
She put on
Oh, Robert, what a fool I've been. I'm this fool. I know now that I love you, but I've thrown it all away. I love you, monkey. But is it enough? Is love ever enough? I ask the stars above. Is it the monkey or my pedestal?
Don't you just love that number? It has a bit of everything, you know, a little Busby Berkeley, a little Jane Goodall. That's what I love about musical theater. When a character is in crisis, they sing and they dance about it, which is so much better than just whining. That's it. You manage to be happy for 5 seconds and then something starts ringing.
Shall I have the pews removed tonight or tomorrow morning, madam?
Now I'm gonna stop here because I don't want this number ruined by a ringing telephone. Here, we have two vaudeville performers who have slipped through the cracks of time. They are Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. I don't know much about them. I suppose Ukulele Lil played the ukulele. Not in this show. I tried to learn more. I tried my books. I even tried the internet. All my searches ended up with Tiny Tim's autopsy. Ugh. But they're both very, very charming.
Why would you have the pews removed?
The wedding's been called off, madam.
Oh, underling, never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Love's a very complex emotion. One minute you can be very close to someone, and the next you just want to strangle them. Do you understand?
Yes, madam. I'm very familiar with the urge to strangle.
That's just the nature of love. Love makes lovers worry. Love makes lovers fret. But here's a fact on which we can depend. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet, love is always lovely in the end.
But Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy, madam.
Oh, I never read reviews. Love can cause a quarrel, love can cause a din, but love has always been a trusty friend. 'Twas a happy fate for Hank VIII and Anne Boleyn. Love is always lovely in the end.
Might I remind you that Anne Boleyn lost her head?
Yes, she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam.
Here we go again.
And Samson and Delilah too.
Good grief. May I pose a question, madam?
Why, yes, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do. Love is always lovely in the end.
I'm going to pour myself a drink, madam.
Love sneaks up behind you, love drops from above, but love would never consciously offend. Love has certainly been kind to me, and my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But your late husband was a brute.
I don't mean him, you silly coot.
Oh, madam.
Love is always lovely.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Love is always lovely in the end. Love is always lovely in the end.
Yes, that was very, very charming. But to be frank, on some level, that number pisses me off. Now, I'm gonna say something here. And yes, I have been drinking, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that love is not always lovely in the end. Often, in the end, there are lawyers, then another thing, and after another thing. And was someone not aware of the awkward sexual connotation of that title? Love is always lovely in the end? I'm sorry, I guess what I'm trying to say is that number is irresponsibly naive. I just thought that needed to be said for the benefit of the young people. Coming up that I've been obsessed with.
Oh, there you are. Oh, chaperone, I'm in a terrible state.
You certainly are. You can't go to a wedding looking like that.
Oh, you poor dear, haven't you heard? The wedding has been called off.
Not your wedding. Mine. Oh, and might I borrow your veil?
You're getting married? But to whom?
La 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 la. Ah, beautiful lady with baffled expression.
You're marrying Adolfo?
I can't help it. I mean, when I look into his eyes, his big, clumsy eyes, I get all drowsy. And that's love, isn't it?
Yes, dear, that is love. All right, there you are. Looking all over. Look, Janet, I'm gonna put all my cards on the table. Got a weak heart. Can't take the pressure. If this goes on any longer, the old ticker's gonna give out. So please, tell me, will there be a wedding or not?
Yes.
Oh, thank the good Lord in heaven.
Aldolfo and the chaperone are getting married. You're invited.
What?
There you are. We have the most wonderful news. There's going to be a wedding.
We know.
You know?
Yes, we just heard.
Who told you?
I did.
How did you know?
What difference does it make?
Mrs. Tottendale and I are to be married in the garden this evening at 7:30.
What? Oh, yes.
Oh, congratulations to everyone.
Say, what kind of cockamamie wedding is this? Everybody but the bride and groom are getting married?
Oh, well, there you are, Janet. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Oh, Janet, please don't be that way. Can't you find it in your heart to marry me? George has gone through all this trouble, and well, I do still love you. More than I can say.
But you kissed another woman.
Yes, and I just can't understand it. I know this may sound ridiculous, but when I was kissing that French girl, why, it was just like kissing you.
Oh, Robert, you were kissing me.
You mean you're Mimi? Well, the French accent was remarkably accurate.
Oh, I thank you. I originated it when I developed the role of Monique in Hold That Baguette.
There you are. Just think about this, Janet. No matter how well you play the part of happy wife, you'll never, ever get a standing ovation.
Oh no, I don't know. Oh, this is so confusing. Chaperone, please, this one time, I beg you, give me some advice that is coherent and appropriate to the situation. Should I marry Robert?
Now here it comes, the moment I was talking about.
Well, my advice to you, dear, is while you can.
You can't quite hear what she says because someone drops a cane. Let me play it for you again.
While you can.
Is she saying live while you can or leave while you can?
While you can.
I mean, it's Beatrice Stockwell, so it might just be a cynical quip, but that's exactly what you're thinking when you're standing at the altar, isn't it? Live or leave. And you do love her in some way. It's not an exact science. An arrow just doesn't come down from the sky and point to the person you're supposed to be with. And so you say to her, you say, I love you. And you phrase it as a question, and she accepts it as a fact. And then there she is, standing in front of you in a $3,000 dress. And her nephew made the huppah. So what do you do then? Do you say, I was kidding? I was joking. You can't. You live. You choose to live. And so for the next couple of months, it's you and this alien form laying in bed together, and you're thinking to yourself, who are you? Who are you? And then one day, you say it out loud, and she hears it. And then it's couples counseling and trial separation, and then all your conversations are about her eating disorder and your Zoloft addiction, and you're constantly redefining it and reevaluating and revisiting every life decision you've ever made until one day you lose a deposit on the house and the relationship ends on a particularly ugly note with your only copy of Gypsy spinning and crashing against the living room wall. But still, in the larger sense, in the broader sense, it's better to have lived than left. Right?
While you can.
You have no idea how many times I've listened to that.
Oh, chaperone, you do have a way with words. Robert, my answer is yes, I will marry you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, Mr. Feldzig, it seems the wedding is proceeding according to schedule.
Now you're in trouble.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. I found a new leading lady. Presenting Kitty, the incomprehensible. All right, Kitty, now read my mind. My mind.
Kitty, will you marry me?
How'd she do that?
Holy cats! Mr. Felton, yes!
Isn't she incredible?
Well, all right then. You ladies good part in your frillies. We'll all get married in one big clump. That's how they do it down in Utah.
George, I don't know how you managed to pull it off. 4 weddings in one day? Well, I guess you're everybody's best man now.
I am?
Well, yes, of course.
I am.
Hip, hip, hooray!
He's George, that's George, the best man, George.
I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought.
He's basking in the glory of a fight well fought. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time.
Minister, may now begin. I forgot the minister.
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. To Rio I was wending when my engine needed mending. I'll fix my navigatrix and then I'll fly and let you leopards die. The not so sorry to crash the party, folks. We'll get this fixed in 2 shakes and off the Rio for carnival.
Wait, the captain of a ship can perform a marriage?
Yes!
And a pilot is comparable to a captain?
Yes! And airplane is a kind of sheep. A sheep of the air? Someone call it an air sheep?
Oh, shit! Yes!
Wait, I got it. Trix, you can marry him on the plane and we'll have the honeymoon in Rio.
A bride and groom in a chapel may bring a tear to the eye, but what a thrill when lovers thrill. I do in the sky when bells are setting on the bees and daffodils sigh, but heartbeats rush when sweethearts gush. I do in the sky. Do you?
We do.
Do you?
We do.
Do you? We do. Do you?
We do.
A bride and groom in a
Chapel may bring a tear to the eye.
with rainbows bending before us and clouds meandering by. One can't restrain that sweet refrain. I do in the sky.
When bells are set in a meadow, the geese and daffodils sigh.
Heartbeats rush when sweethearts gush. I do in the sky.
I do in the sky. Look, up ahead, do you see it?
Could it be? Yes, it's Rio. Well, hurry up, Trix. We've got some honeymooning to do.
Then fly. It's such a thrill when lovers chill and cry. And clouds meandering by.
Can't restrain that sweet reclaim. I do.
Up in love.
Oh no! Everybody stay calm. It's a horrible apartment with terrible wiring. Just keep the show alive in your minds. Oh.
It's a super.
Oh, Everyone, shh.
Hi.
Hello.
Your lights are out?
Yes.
We had to shut the power off because we're replacing a breaker panel in the basement.
Yes.
So, we replaced it, but when we shut the power off, the breakers in all the apartments tripped.
Yes.
So I gotta reset your breakers.
Now?
It'll only take a second.
Oh, all right.
Because I tried calling you earlier, but there was no answer.
Oh, I've been having trouble with the phone.
Here we go. What was that?
It was just music.
What kind of music was that?
Music from a musical.
You like musicals?
No.
I love musicals. I see them with my husband all the time. Do you see Miss Saigon? I heard they landed a helicopter on stage in that one. Yeah, I've seen them all. Cats, Les Mis, Saturday Night Fever. You know, I really like the movie better on Saturday Night Fever, but...
Really? Okay, bye. That's it. One note away from the end of the show, and the mood is broken. Oh, this is so frustrating. I should just start the record again from the beginning. I can't do that. Can I? Oh, you have to understand. I love this show, and I've never even seen it. The record was a gift from my mother, and she had given to me just before my father left. Oh, he didn't leave because of the record. I'm sure it didn't help matters. Look, I know it's not a perfect show. The spit take scene is lame, and the monkey motif is labored. But it does what a show is supposed to do. It takes you away for a bit and gives you a little tune to carry for when you're feeling blue. As we stumble along, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to
I'm
do.
an accident waiting to happen.
Still we bumble our way.
I don't wanna sing tunes
through life's crazy labyrinth.
Bells will ring, wedding bells will chime.
Wearily roving left from right,
On
or
our
right from wrong.
Surprise! And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird
We'll sing his song as we stumble along.
Still we bumble our